Hey everybody, Houston here from Wrestler Tracks. How you doing? Turkish Pod Wrestler Tracks. I don't know which one necessarily gonna get what. I might do both. I might do a simulcast. I might upload one, upload the other. We don't know. In the meantime, you chilling with Lee. Uh, First of all, I got a few questions here over at Wrestler Tracks. When are you going to be on Apple Podcasts? We are on Apple Podcasts, but they have not uploaded our stuff. I don't know why. I guess I'll join the podcasters connectivity program, whatever you call it, or you can get fresh episode time it's done. I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, you can check us out on Apple. On now Apple, Amazon. We're on Apple. You want fresh episodes? Amazon Music. Type in Wrestling Tracks in the podcast section. We also have iHeartRadio.com. Type in Wrestling Tracks. All right, the championship belt and the ring logo. That's us. Championship belt with the ring, the wrestling ring on it. That's us right there. Myron Johnson. He asks, why don't you do video podcasts? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't, cause I don't want to. Audio, I can edit stuff out, take stuff out, put stuff in. Video, especially when there's live video, once it's done, it's done. I can always record it. I just don't want to. So therefore, I don't do. I rarely do a video broadcast. Rarely. I rarely do a video broadcast. Otherwise, I'll do a good old audio. I have here Joanna Smith. By the way, I don't know some of these are real names, some of these are screen names, so I don't really care, quite frankly. But make sure we have your information protected so nobody's stealing your stuff. And please don't give people information that is sacred to you, like your social security number, your credit card information, unless you buy something they have. Otherwise, protect yourself or you wreck yourself. Just want to put it out there. I know I shouldn't have to say that, but it's what it is. Unless they have what you want, then you give your credit card information, and they have the product. That's one thing. But they just ask for it out front. You ain't selling nothing. That's sketchy. Don't do sketchy. Don't be sketchy. Protect yourself at all times, if you will. Joanna asks, how long have you been a wrestling fan? Joanna, all my life. I'll tell you the story. Since 1995. Yeah, since 95. I can't put a day, a month on it. I know it's 95. I was 3 at the time. My mom, fine, I'll say it. I'm a mama's boy. I'll say it. I'm a mama's boy. Deal with it. So my mom would leave the room. I used to go follow her wherever she go. One particular night, it was a Monday. Mom left the room. I stayed behind. I grabbed the remote, messed around with it. Boom. WCW Monday Nitro was on. It's 1995, the first Nitro. 19, somewhere in that year, 95. As opposed to WWF's Monday Night Raw. Now I switch over to Raw around 96, 97. But I've been a wrestling fan since 95. So all my life, I'm now 31. I've been a wrestling fan ever since. I'll always be a wrestling fan. God willing to the day I die. In fact, if it is God's will, when it's time to go to my eternal home, when it's time to go to heaven, I would like wrestling to be on one more time. If it's God's will, of course. If you're gonna go out doing what you love, right? So I would like wrestling to be on and watch wrestling one more time before it's time to slip out into eternity. I believe in Jesus. I'm a Christian. I believe in this life that you will have another life, either in heaven or hell. I believe that Jesus is the only way to the Father. I'm sorry, all the other religions. I'm so sorry about keeping it real. You can have your other religions, but to be honest, when it comes down to it, in the end, there's only one way to the Father, and that's through Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just saying what it is. I'm a preacher. Is what I do. Uh, by the way, I'm also posting on Truckers Pod too. By the way, so I might give you a little sermonette if I can, or not. I'm doing it anyway. If I can't, if I can, you're gonna like it anyway. So it's what it is. Uh, I find interesting all the religions in the world. I'm gonna go back to the rest of the question in a second. All the religions, none of them outside Christianity can say with confidence that their deity came down into flesh, put on flesh, a human body, still God, still man, not like Hercules half and half, all God, all man, but put his deity aside and came down and dwelt among human beings. Not only that God made you, but God wants a relationship. Your deity wants a relationship with you. Well, I don't know any other religion that can claim that. I really don't. I don't know any other religion that can claim their deity not only made them, but wants a relationship with you, wants to know you. And what better way to know somebody than be one of them? So Jesus put on human flesh and dwelt among us. In the Jewish culture, the fathers taught the children. I hate to say this, but it was what it was. The mothers make the house look, they kept the house clean, cooked the food, make the house look good. That's what women did. That's what mamas did in that culture. Women, they were taught to be the homemakers. The fathers did the teaching, the rearing, the discipline, all that stuff. So imagine Joseph is Jesus' earthly father teaching baby Jesus how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to when Jesus was a little boy, how to build stuff, to shake the toys and pick up the tools, if you will. But shake the toys, pick up the tools. I ain't trying to preach. That's what I'm just saying. But I do believe in an afterlife after this. I do believe there's heaven and there's hell. And God does not send anybody to hell. God makes you make the decision. God honors your choice. So if you want nothing to do with God and you go to hell, God, you stand before God and you made the choice. I don't want nothing to do with God. I don't care about God. I don't want nothing to do with God at all. I don't want nothing to do with him. And after so many opportunities, are you sure about that? You stand before God and God has to do what you requested, send you to hell. A loving God is not sending nobody to hell. You do that. God is honoring your choice. God values free will so much, he honors us, he decides to limit his power when it comes to free will. Otherwise, God's a dictator. And God don't do that. So, I do believe there's a heaven, there's a hell. You decide where you want to go. It's like tax season, ladies and gentlemen. It's like tax season. You, you can buy this country. You can buy whatever you're big enough and bad to buy. You can buy whatever you're big and bad enough to do. You got the money, go for it. Like that song, "Walk to the Jungle." You got the money, honey. We got your disease. In other words, like you got the money, we got the goods. You big and bad enough to do it, go for it. But when you stand before God in eternity, and you will stand before God in eternity, you have to explain to God why you did what you did. You have to explain to God why. You have the free will to do it. You did it. Now it's time to explain yourself. And some people, that response not gonna cut it. Imagine Stephen after being stoned to death for his faith in the Lord Jesus. Imagine Stephen, like there's a movie, the Bible series called the Bible series, and Paul, no, he was Saul at the time. He arrested Barnabas, would be fellow believer down the road. Arrested Barnabas. That's it. It's like where he was Saul at the time. Where is Stephen? No, where is Peter? Like you didn't hear Peter. What you worry about Peter for? You never heard of Peter. Hey, he went on to say, how you gonna explain that? Like, how you gonna explain the death of Stephen to God if you died for your time? I only held their coats. It's not my fault they killed Stephen. I only held their coats. How you gonna explain that to God? I just held their coats. It's not my fault they stoned Stephen to death. But anyway, my point is, you're bigger and better, do whatever you want to do. But one day we stand before God and give an explanation. That's how I see it. For my trucker spot folks, that's a little word for the day. Where is Brandon Wright? Co-host Brandon Wright. He is unavailable at the moment. He is in the States, uh, getting his life together and everything. As he says, he's not available at the moment. But I hope we get him on the show tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Uh, I don't know exactly, but he's unavailable right now. I know he's in Arizona, he's home in Arizona, and he's busy right now. So that's where he's at. Uh, Mason from San Diego. This is a wrestling tracks question. Megan of San Diego asks, hang on a second here. Will wrestling tracks ever buy a studio? Hey man, depends. That's God's will, so be it. Uh, that's God's will to us to have our own studio, an actual studio. Hey, that, that's that's up to God. That's up to the Lord. Many years ago, me and my dad had an intention to build a studio, like a little shack kind of studio in our yard, but it never came to fruition. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it depends. I saw a few nice studios that charge per hour. I can't afford that, but monthly. So it depends. We also have here the rest of the tracks question from Lewis. I can't pronounce the last name. From Lewis, who actually lives in St. Louis. That's funny. He asked for rest of the tracks question. Who's your favorite wrestler? It varies. Of all time, Undertaker. Nowadays, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. My least favorite wrestler, John Cena. I respect John. I don't like John. I respect John Cena. I just never liked John Cena. Uh, that's about it. Oh yeah. Lewis also asked, what wrestling companies are your favorites? All of them, of course. I love wrestling. I love everything to do with wrestling. Anything to do with wrestling. I love professional wrestling. Whether it's good old WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, uh, New Japan over there, Pro Wrestling Noah, even WoW, Women of Wrestling. You have any wrestling? I can say a lot. If you produce professional wrestling, you take my money. Joey, I'm not gonna tell you where he's from. So you didn't leave a state. That's all right. Joey asks, how many wrestling events have you been to? Eesh. If we're talking like all together, I would say Well, I had to count them all together. Eh, I'm gonna say at least 25. My first wrestling event ever is a house show in Lafayette, Louisiana. My first wrestling event ever. I believe my mom, her coworker, her son, and myself. I had a tag team championship belt I bought. My mom bought for me. That didn't last long. Um, it's in Lafayette, Louisiana. My first time ever going to a live event, a house show. Every now and then they'll come to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, my home state of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, hometown, home state, at the River Center. At the time, the River Center. I go down there. Louisiana, they don't give a damn. I would see it from in my seat. And if I'm not, you're not careful, and you don't watch me, I'll be down on the front row. But man, like I used to be all the time. Like, every time they would come, I would go. Um, WrestleMania 30, my first live WrestleMania. I wanted to take my dad. He was disabled at the time. I took my mom, and my mom. I love the story. My mom faked it to make it as best as she could. She faked it to make it as best as she possibly could. What you mean by that, Lee? My mom, most mothers, actually all mothers, depending on how you look at it. Most mothers, women in general, half of y'all don't care for professional wrestling anyway. So to go to a wrestling event, probably the last place you want to be. My mom, I was shocked to find out my mom years ago used to love wrestling. And of course, as you get older, phased out. Me, on the other hand, I will always love it to death to his part, as I said earlier. But I took my mom to a wrestling event. I want to take my dad, he would be bedridden, disabled. I took my mom. This is the same weekend I graduated from Hope Bible Institute in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, under my mentor, my spiritual father, my pastor, Johnny B. Young Jr., Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hope Bible Institute. And at the time, the graduation was March 29th. Okay, no problem. Go graduation, get my degree, not certificate, but get my bachelor's of theology degree. Now I'm going to WrestleMania, April 6th and 7th. It's all good. I get a text sometime that evening from my teacher slash principal slash director, Johnny Young Jr. And he said graduation is now April 6th, 2014. I got the time. That's the same day as the Hall of Fame ceremony, Saturday, April 6th. And guess where I was April 6th? You guessed it, at the Hall of Fame ceremony, WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans. And of course, by the Lord's grace, I was there at WrestleMania the next night. Uh, After WrestleMania, most people know my story. I have a condition, I'm trying words out. I've been doing this all the time. I can pronounce the damn name. Hydronitis. There you go. That's how I pronounce it. I've been doing this a long time. Basic condition of boils. If you ever read the Bible, how Pharaoh had boils, how Job had boils, I'm gonna tell you how they felt, especially Job. I'm gonna tell you how they felt. They felt miserable. Boils are the worst sons of suckers in the world. Okay, they are the worst thing you could possibly deal with in your lifetime. Especially you get them in the wrong, for us men. You get a ball in the wrong spot. Oh my God, the pain in that ball. The pain in the ball. Now I have a tolerance of pain. Over the years, I have a tolerance of pain. When they get too much, I'll let you go. I have a tolerance of pain. I like to see. So I had boils everywhere. and I have to just got hydrated ice. And I went to WrestleMania weekend, Bulls and all. Had a good time, great time WrestleMania weekend. I'm on a drilling rush. I ain't feeling no pain. I'm on a drilling. I'm on a 10. I'm on a WrestleMania high, a drilling high, if you will. I'm invincible, if you will. But oh, Monday morning, I felt it all. Every which way, my body made me pay for to make me do all that walking. Damn it, my body made me pay severely for every single step I took. WrestleMania weekend. Oh my goodness, that was the weekend that Daniel Bryan won the Undisputed Championship and the Superdome. Hogan, not the Silverdome, the Superdome. All right, y'all just you gotta get that joke. Hogan jokingly called the Superdome the Silverdome if he was WrestleMania 3. So the joke is he confuses the Superdome with the Silverdome. And that's the running gag. So anyway, I remember taking my mom there, and my mom had enough. After John Cena Bray Wyatt match, that's it. She ain't doing it. I can't take it no more. That's it. I don't think she in the lobby. Mind you, it's a 4-hour show at the time. One night, 4-hour show at the time. I don't think she in the. I don't think she in the lobby. She in the car. So mom going in the car. I thought she was in the lobby all that time. WrestleMania 30 is my first live WrestleMania. We go to different shows here in Dallas, Texas. I got to go to WrestleMania 20. What was that? No, WrestleMania 30. 30. No, not 35. 38. WrestleMania 38. Yeah, 38. Now, what's funny is I couldn't go to WrestleMania when they were here in 2016 in Arlington, Texas. I asked mom, the answer was hell no. Now I can go. Not too long ago, it was made available to go 2022. 2020, 2016, the answer was hell no. Don't think about it. But I had a good time nonetheless. I've been to quite a few wrestling events in my life. So that's your answer to that that's your long answer to that question there. Sophia, she asked, will you ever phase out watching wrestling? No. There's not a chance on this lifetime. I'm 31 years old. There's not a chance in this life I will never not be a wrestling fan. Yeah, probably never. Like I said earlier, I'll be a wrestling fan, the Lord willing, to the day I die. And beyond, wrestling won't be in heaven. My favorite wrestlers will be in heaven. Andre the Giant, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, different folks. Believe it or not, there are Christians in this business that are believers. Wrestling is far from godly, but there are people in this business who are believers. I will say that it's hard to be a believer in this secular world. But even in the secular world of wrestling, there are believers. Eddie Guerrero used to have a Bible study before the show in the locker room. He used to have Bible study. Ted DiBiase is a pastor now, speaker, communicator. He doesn't have a church. He travels. He travels and preaches. Communicator, if you will. Shawn Higginbotham. When he was living in San Antonio, he was a Bible teacher at John Hagee's church, Cornerstone Church. He was the Bible teacher. Now he lives in Florida. Born again since 2002. There are a few believers in this secular, wonderful world of wrestling. I remember Vince McMahon's storyline with Shawn Michaels. And I remember the controversial storyline of Vince McMahon walking to the church, drinking the holy water, Mm, Now, I'm trying to explain to my pastor who saw a clip of that, and then he had a match backlash. He happened to catch an eye on. He catch an eye on the like highlights of that pay per view, where it says Shawn Michaels and God versus Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon. I'm trying to explain to my pastor, if it helps he's Catholic, that was very difficult and fun, if you will, to do that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, by the way, you have any more questions you want answered? You email us at wrestlingtracks@gmail.com, turkishpod@gmail.com, and we'll come on the show and read your questions right here. If you have a business, you have a business or service, and you want the word to get out, you can advertise with us, right? Well, I got an official way on Wrestle Tracks. Turkish Pod working on it. You can we'll take your Turkish Pod stuff through. We'll take your stuff through Turkish Pod here at Wrestle Tracks. If you have a business, you have a service, you need help getting that word out, you email us at turkishpod@gmail.com, wrestlingtracks@gmail.com. Let us know the description of your service, of your advertisement, and per minute is how much you will pay. If it takes me a minute to read this little ad, you pay $5. If it takes me 10 minutes, you, yeah, it takes me a minute, you pay $5. If it takes me 5 minutes, you pay $10. 10 minutes or more, $20. That's more than fair. 1 minute read is $5. 5 minute read is $10. 10 or more is 20. God forbid I was to read for an hour. I charge you a lot of. I charge you a lot. You can send it via wrestlingtracks@gmail.com. Oh, you have the cash app, the money sign Wrestling Tracks, and we'll take it that way. It's not a quote; it is the actual price. I'm not giving you a quote. The price is the price. So you send me something that takes a minute to read, you pay $5. It takes a minute to read, you pay $5. It takes me 5 minutes, you pay $10. If it takes me 10 minutes or more, you pay $20. That's not a suggestion. That's not a estimate. That is the price. If you're gonna go that route, Turkish Power, we're working on it. Y'all give us a moment over there. Um, I have one more question I'll take here from Dominic. No, not Dominic Mysterio. Will you come to a wrestling event, a major wrestling event? It was in Dallas, Texas. If I can afford to, let's say like you're at the American Airlines Center outside WWE, you have a major event, you damn skippy, I'll be there. Outside WWE, if it's a major event, you damn skippy, I'll be there. Meanwhile, it is what it is. It is what it is, my friends. Well, that's gonna do it for today. By the way, our next pay per view, the next time we're on pay per view, I believe it's next weekend. We're gonna go to not SummerSlam. Wow, this is Summer. I gotta see. Ain't no way SummerSlam next weekend. Ain't no way. Ain't no way from way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way from way. Let's see. We had Crown Jewel, not Crown Jewel, King of the Ring, NXT Battleground. Clash at the Castle in Scotland. There you go. June 15th, next weekend. Father's Day weekend, by the way. No, day before Father's Day in Scotland, in Glasgow, Scotland, the Oval Hydro Arena. The next time we have a pay-per-view from good old WWE in the Glasgow, Scotland, at the Oval Hydro Arena. Now, if you those few of us that might be going to the pay-per-view, if you want to go, all my diehard folks, if you want to go, and if you had to be going, two things. First of all, take your money and turn it into pounds. The American dollar is no good in Scotland. The American dollar is no good in Scotland. So take your dollar. And I was trying to find out the website for all my international folks here. Okay. I believe it's ticketmaster.co.uk. If you, those of us have to be going to the arena, those of us who happen to be going, you go to ticketmaster.co.uk. Ticketmaster.co.uk. Please, for the love of God, please use the seating chart. You don't want to go to the arena, any arena really, get comfortable, and next thing you know, hey, you were my seat. No, that's my seat. No, that's my seat. And the fight breaks out. You use the seating chart. The next time they're gonna be, look it up here. June 15th. That's the day before Father's Day. Oh, okay. We're doing Friday. Okay, Friday SmackDown. Then Scotland, June 15th. Okay. SmackDown, then Clash of the Castle. So let's start with SmackDown. You're gonna get your tickets. All my people who actually happen to be going there at ticketmaster.co.uk. Ticketmaster.co.uk. Unlike the United States Ticketmaster, they do not do American dollar. They do pounds over there. Let's transfer your money to pounds when you go to the UK area. And so you transfer your money to pounds. I think that they did a great job last time they were in the Scotland area last year. I believe it was in Scotland last year. That's right. Drew McIntyre should be headlining the pay-per-view. After we leave the UK area, we're gonna go to Detroit. We're gonna go to not Detroit, huh? Cleveland. There you go. Cleveland. My grandfather named Cleveland. My grandfather uncle named Cleveland. Cleveland, Ohio. My grandfather and uncle named Cleveland. By the way, there's one little fun fact for you. Cleveland, Ohio, where SummerSlam. And the card so far, and I put the card in there. Okay. The card so far, we have Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre with, for the world, for the heavyweight championship. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes, I'm assuming. Bayley versus Piper Niven for the women's championship. Bayley versus Piper Niven or Nia Jax. Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre should go Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I would say like this. Have the winner of that match meet Gunther in Scotland. No, sorry. That's That's in Berlin. Bash in Berlin. We're gonna go to Cleveland first, in Ohio. Have that match over there. Have a great pay-per-view. Have a good time. After that, August 31st, we're gonna go to Berlin, Germany, the Uber Arena in Berlin, Germany. I believe Germany also does not do the American dollar. I think they do pounds as well in Germany. So in Germany, we're gonna do Bash in Berlin, featuring stars like I'm reading off the promo poster: Gunther, Bianca Belair, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Rhea Bloody Ripley, mommy, if you will, Mamacita, Rhea Ripley, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, I'm about to Damian Priest, Bianca Belair, and Gunther. As far as we got Crown Jewel after that, November 2nd, Saudi. That should cover our international pay-per-views. Of course, November 15th is also the day we're going to reschedule the Mike Tyson Floyd Mayweather fight. Mike Tyson is supposed to be July 20th, but Mike had a health scare, something like that. So we're going to come back to this November 15th. So I'm sorry, Jake Paul, your ass will be going to have to wait till November 15th. And then you're going to come back, you get the beat down. It's not even about the money. That's the sick part. It's not about the money. Mike can do this for free. Mike will beat your ass for free. It's not about the money. Mike Tyson bit Vander Holyfield's ear off. That's against a guy he richly respected. What do you think he'll do to you? Come on, Jay. What do you think he'll do to you? Mike bit the guy's ear off and he liked it. That's sick. And deep down, he liked it. What do you think, Jake Paul, he'll do to you? And this ain't this is a simple exhibition match. No championships, maybe a little money on the line, just a little bit. No championships, no pressure. Just an exhibition. Now I would say Mike Tyson has an advantage. A, Mike Tyson is the former world champion. B, Mike Tyson has more experience. And of course, he's a student, if you will, of the late Muhammad Ali, which means he had every now and then you can see his Ali style in Tyson's fight. Every now and then. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a few of Ali's methods in Mike Tyson's fight. But that's going to have to wait November 15th. Now, I wouldn't mind. I would mind. Jake Paul said, well, I can't fight Mike. I fight my brother then, Logan Paul, our current United States champion. He's on a contract thickly with WWE. We're stuck with Jake Paul Logan Paul quite some time. And for the love of God, do not come over to WWE, Jake Paul, when you do lose and you feel humiliated and embarrassed. Do not come over to WWE. We don't need both of y'all. Okay? Last thing we need is two Paul brothers making an ass of themselves. Nah. AEW might take you. I believe TNA is hiring, I believe. They might take a Paul brother. Logan Paul. Probably Jake Paul over there. Logan Paul over here. Hey, do what you do. But I'm out of here, y'all. We're gonna hopefully have Brandon Wright in the house Wednesday night, David Burton Thursday night, and we'll see where this goes. If you want to follow us all the time, we're on Twitter, We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're really post Instagram. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, YouTube.com/WrestleTracks TV, uh, Spotify. It, we're all over the place. Linktree is where you want to be. linktr.ee/wrestling/wtracks and linktr.ee/Turkish Pod. Listen to all of our platforms and much, much more. I got to go. See y'all Wednesday night, Tuesday, Thursday night. We'll see you.